really, really good right now. And he's got Infestors in the mix as well. Obviously against a mix of mostly gateway units, that's going to be great. He does have a Colossus out, but it is only one of them. It's going to be joined by a second once he decides to go in there. But I have a feeling that NightEnD might get caught out right here. Dimaga's army supply is looking really, really solid. However, that's going to involve him being able to maneuver into a position where he can attack NightEnD, and that isn't happening right now. Those Colossi up on the field are going to be problematic. Dimaga has no Spire, far as I've seen, and more to the point, he has no Corruptors at all, so he's really relying on the firepower of the Hydras and, of course, the Infestors to deal with those Colossus. And those are going to be difficult to get to. They'll be surrounded by Stalkers and, of course, Sentry Force Fields, so it's going to be very hard to pull that one off without Corruptors, but it's certainly not impossible. Dimaga evidently confident in his ability to deal with those Colossi on his own terms. Neural Parasite is, of course, the other option, which is what's coming up right now. Centrifugal Hooks upgrade for the Banelings. It's a very interesting mix right here. Zergling, Roach, Infestor, and Banelings as well. Roach Infestor is pretty standard combination. It's very effective right now, and no doubt those of you who have met the Infestor on the field, especially as Terran, have felt the pain. Ultralisk Cavern on the way up for Dimaga. He is not messing about. Adrenal Glands coming up as well, and the Spire. So, mass upgrades for the Zerglings. A lot of upgrades for that, in fact. He's already sitting on +2 in terms of the melee attack. And we've got +1 ground carapace upgrade coming up as well. Dimaga with a massive army right now. However, it is the same size as NightEnD, so it really depends on the composition. And NightEnD does have some upgrades, there's no real doubt about that. Ultralisk Cavern is interesting. I'm trying to figure out exactly what he's going to do with them, but it should be fun nonetheless. He does have Ventral Sacs. He could drop them. That would be hilarious. Dimaga currently working on these Baneling Bombs. This time, NightEnD actually doesn't have those Psystorms that he had the last time that these Baneling Bombs were attempted. So this looks like it might be way more effective. And also, I believe NightEnD has not seen that. He has not. He's not able to get an Observer over there, and this could be a massive battle. We've got 45 Stalkers right there. A massive fungal growth in the middle right there. Huge damage coming in. And there's the blink out of there, right there. The Baneling Bombs are charging their way through and dealing massive damage. Oh my god, that was brutal. And NightEnD losing large numbers of units. The question is, can Dimaga finish the job right now? Transfuse support coming in right here. NightEnD does have a large number of Stalkers. There's the blink. A quick blink to deal with that Infestor. He gets a fungal growth off just before it dies. And NightEnD actually loses that fight, but only just. That was damaging for both sides right here, but the thing is that Dimaga has a massive number. He's spawning 72 Zerglings at the same time and 23 Roaches. That's absurd. Melee attack upgrade level 3 on the way, and we will be seeing Ultralisks coming out very shortly if NightEnD actually manages to live through the next few minutes. Army supply count is heavily in favor of Dimaga as Zerglings swarm in, and they have huge amounts of upgrades, and there's no force fields right now. Dimaga hints a movement right here on NightEnD, and it's all NightEnD could do just to try and stay alive right here as his third base gets absolutely crushed. Colossus trying to do as much damage as it can, but it really can't do much to the Roaches. Not with that amount of upgrades on it. He tries to blink out, and he's doing as much as he can to defend this, but that is lost. The question is, will he be able to hold this base? And he's starting to get really mined out here, and Dimaga has covered the entire map in creep. 5 bases up for Dimaga versus 2 right now for NightEnD, and Dimaga's army count is absurd. Ultralisks on the way for Dimaga. He is not messing about, not one little bit. The question is, will he even need them? With NightEnD in the position that he's currently in, with a critical piece of economic damage, as you can see right there, done to him, it's going to be very unlikely that NightEnD can survive the next few minutes. We'll see as to whether or not he can, however. More Banelings on the way, Corruptors. I believe this is actually one of the build one of everything and nobody can kill you strategies. Once again, popularized by Artosis. And Dimaga with 3 Hydras, which are looking very, very odd in the middle of that mass of Roaches right there, waiting for those Ultralisks to pop out, and then he will charge in. He has massive armor. He really, really does. He's got a lot of armor. He's got a lot of melee upgrades. It's going to look to be absolutely fantastic right here, I would think. I can't see how this could not work. I mean, really. Baneling Bombs to support it, Infestors. He's got a massive army count advantage. His upgrades are looking really, really solid indeed. He's ahead of his opponent in that regard. Zerglings coming in as well. The creep is spread all over the map. Dimaga finally deciding that this might be the time to end this particular game, and that's what's coming in right now as NightEnD is trapped in a corner with Ultralisks bounding down. Neural Parasite right there, grabs himself a Colossus. GG, not a chance. There you go. Very nicely cleaned up right there by Dimaga. It takes the series 2-1.